guys, it's Bryan sitting here in VR playing FATED the Silent Oath. Obviously, we're staring at the title screen, that should be an easy one. And the deal is that I finished up my review not long ago, and we're just going to start at the beginning. And when I finished playing through the game, what happened was I went on the Midnight Games cast and gave a brief little overview of it. I thought that my game time was probably close to 4 hours, because I spent what I felt like was the better part of an afternoon playing it. I didn't set any timers, and that reminds me, I'm gonna set one right now. I'm just gonna try to look at my phone outside of VR and stopwatch start. There we go. And so, yeah, I thought I spent the better part of an afternoon playing it, and to me that was like 4 hours. Now, I definitely took some breaks and, got up and made coffee and did whatever, maybe had some dinner, but I didn't think I was counting all of those breaks. So what I'm going to do is to just kind of figure out what the heck happened.
Ulfer, look at
Hello.
me! Look at me!
Hi.
Ulfer, listen to me! Wake up!
There's a lot of, I'm just going to spoil the whole game, so if you're not interested in watching the entire game, then this might not be the video for you. I'm going to play through from beginning to end and time it.
Come, you don't believe in Valhalla, but I don't need
I'll be talking over the entire story, so if you're looking for just straight gameplay footage, this, again, is not the video for you. I'm just going to be talking and probably complaining about my day and stuff. So 4 hours was what I estimated, and then I kind of second guessed that when I was writing the review. I wrote like 3 or 4 versions of the review, and I went down to 3 hours. I thought that was maybe a safer number, and next thing I knew, the review went up, and I'd stayed up all night to get the review done in time. And what I did was I scheduled it on YouTube and went to bed, because it was that review and the Chorix review, not to mention that day's episode of the Midnight Games cast. So I basically stayed up, for a full 24 hours to do all the editing and rendering and recording of all the videos I needed to do. And then she keeps getting right in my face like this.
It's time to let him go.
So I was real tired,
Papa,
and
no.
Exhausted. I was practically hallucinating. I shouldn't have been, because it wasn't like, I'd been up for 3 days or something, but it was just enough where I was tired, man. I was like ready for bed. So at like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, here we go. We get to nod and shake our head quite a bit in this game.
But you must never reveal me.
Yep.
Gods and men would
There is a lot of talking in this game. Luckily, it's really well done, so that's cool.
Say something, Ulfer, please!
So we
Can you hear me?
nod our head. Yes,
Just
we can hear you.
Move your head.
Yeah.
Nod yes if you can hear me.
We can hear you.
Nod
Yes.
your head and seal the oath, Ulfer.
Yes. I'm nodding my head.
Have my promise, Ulfer.
There we go. Moving
I will
on.
return you to life.
So I was exhausted. I laid down in bed. I put on something on TV. I'm gonna guess now. Here's something that sort of came to light today.
You're back.
I was watching the Kind of Funny morning show, and I decided, I was like, I've seen so many people
I didn't believe it. I love you, Ulfer.
basically pimp their channel on the Kind of Funny morning show, and
Can you speak? Can you
and this
say
was
something?
I'm just gonna shake my head. I cannot speak. No, I cannot. There we go.
By the gods.
So I always thought it was sort of cheesy, and like I've always liked Kind of Funny. I was a
Father,
huge
he's
Podcast
here.
Beyond fan. I still like Podcast Beyond. It's not the show it was, obviously. I mean, how could it be? Still a good show, but Greg and Colin made that show what it was.
Can't you
So
think of your own family first? For once?
So I decided to tip them today to try to promote the YouTube channel. I was like, gotta get the word out there faster or sooner rather
And
than
your
later.
daughter? What must she train?
And I did that. It was nice. It was I think it was Tim and Nick today doing the Internet Explorers, as they do on a lot of Fridays, which was great. They didn't see my tip right away, but they missed someone else's tip, and they had to go back and look, and so I ended up reading it. And I've already seen a couple comments from Kind of Funny best friends, which is really nice. It's good to see
It looks like war.
you know, people who support them are supporters of us too, or supporters of Without Parole games. So yeah, so like I said, it was like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning when I was finally ready for bed. I probably put on something from Kind of Funny, and I just knocked out like immediately. There was no way I saw more than like a minute of whatever new video I was watching,
He serves no
and I was
interest but his own.
out. So I woke up hours and hours and hours later, and I checked Reddit, which
Can you move your arms?
yeah, we can move our arms.
Try to raise your
I'm
hand.
like half paying attention to what's going on here. Yep. So R2 moves
Back to
that
your old
hand,
self
and
in no time.
L2 moves this hand. You
How's your
don't
memory?
do very much with your
Do you
hands.
recall what
It's
happened with the house?
almost
How the
pointless.
roof fell in?
And people who are saying that you should use the move controllers, I'm just gonna shake my head. No, I don't remember
The
anything.
blow must have really hit you hard.
This
I
is
know,
not
I'd
a
forget
game
it
that
soon.
would benefit
There was an
you to use
earthquake.
move controllers.
Or something.
I
I'm
mean,
not sure what to believe.
you might enjoy it more, but there's nothing to do with your arms. There's like probably 5 times in the entire game where you actually
And do you know where we
use your
are
arms for
now,
anything.
Ofer?
That might even be an overstatement. Are you asking me a question? I'm just gonna say no.
We're on the road to Cropper.
Okay.
I hope Liv is.
So yeah, so I wake up from my the story's going all over the place, and it's barely
What
started.
am I saying?
So I woke up from
She'll have
my
the whole town wrapped around her
nap.
little finger every
Luckily, it was a
time we
day
get
off
there.
from work,
It's Cropper
which
we
was
should be more worried
thank goodness,
about.
because I don't know if I could have even talked to people at this
Remember
point. I
when
was
she
so
was
tired.
learning to walk, and
I woke up
any
from my
little
nap and I went
thing
on
would set
Reddit,
her
which I'm
running?
really, really
When
bad
she ran
about.
into the
The
woods,
people on Reddit, the
how
PlayStation
you
VR
begged her to
subreddit
come
community,
back.
they're for the most part really, really nice people.
When we ran around the bend,
And
there
I'm
she
just
was, perfectly
horrible
calm, surrounded
horrible
by
at keeping
great
up with it.
blackbirds,
I'm trying
twice
to
her
make it a
size.
habit, and I'm just not
She
very
looked
good at
each
it.
of them right in the eye,
So,
as if she could command
but I went
them.
on Reddit and I saw that people were calling FATED a
I can only
1-hour
hope to remain as
game.
brave as my
I was
own
like,
daughter,
oh my god,
until we
like
find her
1
again.
hour. Like how am I exaggerating the game time by over 3 times? And you know, again on the Gamescast, I said 4 times longer than that. So I was super apologetic in the comments, but apologetic in the way that, like, I don't even know what happened. How did an hour-long game take me, you know, the better part of an afternoon to finish?
Oswald! Look!
So, as you see, you know, we're sitting here in the back of this horse-drawn cart. My initial review started off by saying the beginning of FATED, the Silent Oath, is takes place in the back of a horse-drawn cart with the driver taking you to your destination.
Papa,
Now,
the children.
in that, I thought that was a perfect analog for the entire game. I don't think that line made it into the final review,
Eric,
because it is kind of a perfect analog. Here you are, with very minimal controls. You can move your arms a little bit, and somebody's taking you to your destination. Like, you have very little control over what's going on. You're shaking your head, yes or no, but even that doesn't seem to have any real effect on the story. It might change the immediate response somebody gives you, but
Ofer, how do you feel? Can you walk?
yeah, I can walk.
Good.
But there's no, like,
I wish there was
morality
more time for
system.
you to
Like, your
heal,
yes and
but
no's
I
don't
know you are
do
strong.
anything.
Oh, Freya. Oswald. I'm sorry
So yeah, so even though, like, you know, you get to this environment and you're like,
Bryan,
holy
I need
crap,
to
like
know,
this,
have you seen Liv
in
and
my
Son?
opinion, this
Yes.
looks
I saw
beautiful.
them come in with Bella.
I
They
compared
are
it
safe,
to
I
a
promise.
like a cartoon painting
Brad,
in the review,
thank
and
you
I
for
absolutely
keeping our
stand by
clan
that. I
safe.
think this is one of the most
I will handle it from here.
artistically well
Our
done
people
PlayStation
need
VR
me.
games yet. It's
Papa thinks only in warriors' terms, and still
I mean,
needs
look at these character
convincing.
models.
We must prove your strength, or these desperate people will leave
Like,
us behind.
Don't get me
Come,
wrong. Like, I
let's
think
find the children.
like the big eyes and like the exaggerated model a little bit is like pretty awesome, but they fit right into this world. What I don't like is click turning. Holy crap, click turning. Now, I'm gonna do this only because I did this on my first playthrough. I didn't go down this path specifically. I went down a path that's like way back there somewhere. But I want to show you something right off the bat, and that's you can use your left and right arm. Maybe. Oh, is this an invisible wall?
Turn back. Your destiny lies elsewhere.
Okay, so invisible walls. Turn back, your destiny lies elsewhere. I'll show you another path that's coming up here. It's like a double-edged sword, this whole first opening environment, because here I am thinking, like, holy crap, like, what a cool looking, you know, visually aesthetically beautiful game, and you've got this freedom to walk around and do whatever you want. Now the downside being, this is as fast as you can move. They're gonna have a little meeting over here. Let's get that started and we can walk somewhere else.
He was right behind me, and then that terrible sound.
See, these character models look really nice.
Didn't make it. I'm sorry, Brenna.
And this really had the
Is my
potential
sister
to
Ira
be...
with you?
Well, I
I
mean,
can't find her
I'm
anywhere.
not trying to say what the developers should have done. That's pretty silly. But,
Gudbrand and
like,
the
when you look at this, you're like, oh, this could totally be like an open world game. Like, look at, you know, you have this freedom to wander around. Oh, and another
Turn back.
invisible
Destiny
wall.
lies elsewhere.
So, when I played this the first time, did I literally choose the one path that didn't have an invisible wall?
But I also know you are strong and proud. Every one of you. As your chieftain, I entreat your patience
Now I want
and trust.
to go down this path and see what happens.
Return. I promise
Because I know I went down this path. I haven't used it as a...
I ask only that you set aside your quarrel
I haven't used it in the review.
to secure this camp.
The gameplay footage of me walking down the path coming back to the village. So as you see, like they do let you go off the path a little bit here, and I was constantly hoping that, you know, maybe there'd be a story element or something, something to find, like pages of a notebook that filled in the story, or just anything, characters having a conversation, collectibles, anything that made the exploration worthwhile. But then, so you're plodding along about as slow as any character's ever walked. I think the only thing that beats this is, and then you see, here we are. Bam. Nowhere to go. Nothing to find. Yeah. I want to be sedated. So, and then so you get to the end of the path, and you're walking, like, probably as slow as everybody's gone to the Rapture slow, but without the benefit of a run button. There's, you know, L1, R1 does nothing. You click in the analog sticks, nothing. All you're doing is playing with your hands because, well, there's nothing else to do. Alright, so I'm going to try not to really venture off the path much more because I did a few times during my initial playthrough. But again, I'm not trying to drag out my gameplay for the benefit of, you know, for the benefit of my review. You know, I'm not trying to back that up. I'm trying to find out how long this game really is, or at least how long I played it the first time. So the cool thing is again, you know, you're in the middle of this village, and anybody you walk up to has kind of something to say. It does have this open world feel, and it's, again, really nice looking.
I was hanging the wash and a wind came so strong. The linens blew away and
It's
the
like
whole
this girl's just
house
hanging out over
flew
here.
after it.
Hi.
Come on now, less talk, more picking. We're all out of home.
This kid's just hanging out. I don't think we ever see him again.
Surely the gods are mocking us. What are we to do now that winter is coming? We have no home, no food.
No one else is coming. Oswald's car.
So it sort of like sets up for kind of a different game, in my opinion. This is the feeling you get from this first area. It's quite different than the feeling you get later on. So you can go over here and talk to them, or listen to them talk. You can go to talk to those people picking mushrooms. But we're not going to do that, because we're not trying to waste time. She's standing here and waiting for us, because we can't run.
Come, let's find the children.
Let's find the children. Let's go down and talk to them too.
This way looks promising. Liv?
Now, somebody did comment on the review saying that the developer of this game had said in an interview somewhere, so all sorts of great facts spiraling around in this Let's Play,
Liv?
said somewhere that this is just Chapter 1. Now, for $10, I really, really enjoyed what they gave us in this game. It does end rather abruptly and seemingly like unnecessarily so. Now again, I could walk down there, but there's not going to be anything to find. So we just follow her. And then we move on to next story segment. So if this really is just chapter 1, that's pretty awesome.
I had a vision you were dead.
Because I wasn't ready for this game to be over for sure. Here we go. We meet some people here. I think that's our daughter over there.
What are you afraid
Just in case
of?
you weren't paying attention, this is our wife
Give your mama
over
and Papa
here.
a hug.
I don't know who
worried
this
sick
is,
about
like the
you.
village
What's wrong?
psychic or something.
Papa
And this
is
kid I
fine
think
now,
is
baby.
our
He just has some
nephew.
trouble
I'm
with
pretty
his
sure he does
voice.
call us uncle at some
Everything
point.
is all right.
Not our house.
There's stuff
No,
everywhere.
but
You can see like the
can't use it
shield
now
and
anyway.
axe and
We're going on an
sword.
adventure.
We can't pick any of it up.
Why?
We're going to
There's no
find the
crouch
safest
button, so I
place.
can't even get close to it.
All right.
Can't do
Sven,
anything with any
what
of
do
it.
you have there?
Bo?
Bo.
We were going to hunt.
Yeah. Most of the voice acting's
That's
pretty
an
good. This kid
excellent
is...
instinct, nephew.
eh,
Your father would
it's
have been
alright.
proud. Where did you find the bow?
Through there.
Let's
I
listen
think
to him.
he's dead.
Sven was afraid to touch him.
Maybe she's not so good either.
Touch who?
But it's fine, you know. They're kids.
Captain.
Sven was so scared he ran away without arrows.
Ulfer, go see.
I'll show you.
Yeah, let's go. So, around this point of the game,
I took the bow. I'm sorry. There are kids up there. So hungry.
around this point of the game, I was
tried to see
waiting
if he was
for the
alive,
game
but
to stop holding my
I
hand.
didn't
I was like, when are
get
they going
very
to introduce the
close.
run button? When are they going to introduce the crouch button? When are they going to give me a weapon? When is all of this just going to start? But really, like if you don't enjoy this kind of stuff, where the narrative and the visuals are the game, then maybe this game isn't for you. See, he can crouch. Total crap.
Gutbrand, sold.
He's alive? I'll go get help.
No, boy. Take my things. Kill Gutbrand, traitor.
Alright, so we're basically being told who the enemy is and all sorts of good stuff. This guy's on his way out.
Gudbrand?
Don't worry about it.
That's the Jarl. Grandfather said he would help. Aunt Freya doesn't trust Gudbrand either. Do you think he's a traitor?
Yeah, we think he's a traitor.
Grandfather doesn't believe her. He's stubborn.
See, it doesn't matter what we say. Now,
He's gone.
yeah, he's
we
gone.
should go now, Uncle.
So again, no reason to stick around here. Not going to benefit from that. And what's coming up next... Here we go. So the circle on the ground tells you where to go. It's like this kid here waiting for you isn't indication
You
enough.
should take this. It's too big for me. You know how to hunt, right?
Yeah,
Even
sure.
though you're not a warrior? Maybe target practice would be good, since it's a new bow. Wait here. I'll make targets.
So this part right now, definitely in retrospect the most frustrating part of the game, because what they're setting up here is basically a tutorial for bow and arrow training. So you hold L2 to hold.
Try the
Here it
big
is.
tree trunk first.
Raise your bow and shoot the arrows. It's about as natural as you can get. There's a straight line. Doesn't even curve, I don't think. It's just a straight line. I don't know if you can see that. I know the capture footage is like lower resolution, like 720 or something, not even. So I think we're trying to shoot the shield first. We're trying to shoot the trunk.
Good. Now the shield?
Now the shield. I wasn't paying attention. Kids talk, I never listen.
Better than my teacher.
What's wrong with
And
your
as
eyes?
a final test, this doll. Good.
Alright.
I think you're ready. The captain should be proud. His bow lives on in honor.
Yep.
Let's
Let's
go.
move on. So then we go on a little bit of a hunt with this kid, right? We're gonna go and we're gonna go shoot some deer or something. I don't know. And
This lift stall. She kept hitting me with it, so I took it.
all right, let's go. There we go. So that little target practice seemed like a bow and arrow tutorial. And next we're gonna go shoot some deer, which is like, all right, well maybe this is more tutorial. What's up?
It looks like you have enough there. We only need to hunt enough to feed a handful of survivors, after all.
All right.
And
So,
the captain?
Dead. He said Gudbrand was a traitor.
He is a traitor, and a thief as well. I don't know why Father
what's that little
respects
girl
him
doing
so.
over there?
I had a vision last night. I saw a nobleman, a god, and a giant meeting in whispers. Could it have been Gudbrand?
Let's
Can't shoot
discuss
anybody.
this after the hunt.
Kind of a shame.
Sven, Ulfur, if I'm not mistaken, these prints are fresh.
I'll help track them.
We'll head back to
Oh,
camp and
where we
see if
going?
we can get some help.
Oh, we're going hunting. All right, here we go.
Over here.
I hear my PlayStation 4 making tons of noise in the background. It's downloading the update
Uncle
for
Wilford,
Battlezone.
Why didn't you become a warrior?
I was initially going
When
to.
you had the
I
chance?
was initially going to do a Let's Play of Battlezone because people
Eric in the village
have been mentioning
said you were
Battlezone,
afraid.
Rigs,
But
and
I don't think that's right.
well, no one really mentions Eve Valkyrie,
When
but
I
those are
was little,
three like really
Dad
big
said you didn't
games
believe in
that
Valhalla.
I've been meaning to spend more
But
time with.
why?
They obviously haven't made any top 10 list, and
Sorry,
they, they're
no,
pretty
Aunt
big
Freya
budget,
said you can't
but
talk now.
none of them grabbed me.
I
I
won't
spent
talk so
like
much.
a couple hours maybe with each one, and just had no interest in continuing. But they're big games, so I feel like I need to cover them somehow at some point. So I was gonna do Battlezone today, and then it was like, and then as soon as I put the disc in, it was like, oh, there's a 7 gig update. I'm like, are you kidding me? 7 gig update? Now that could just be because I needed space on my
Hold on.
PS4 hard drive, and deleted the last update because I didn't think I was gonna play it again. All right, so here's a deer. We'll shoot the crap out of this thing.
To the left.
Did I miss it? Yeah. Okay. Well, he didn't even run away. There we go. One shot down. Well, 2 shots, but it only took 1 shot to kill him. And then we just kind of leave him there. So, yeah, I think I started talking about how, this bow and arrow section seemed like a tutorial for the rest of the game. Like you're going to be, from this point on, this hunter, this guy who has a bow and arrow. These are your weapons for the rest of the game. We're training you. This is how video games tend to work. But after this section, after we shoot the next deer, I'm pretty sure there's only one more, we never shoot an arrow again for the rest of the game, which to me it's like mind-boggling. There's this old rule when it comes to storytelling, and I'm gonna screw up the phrasing of it. But it goes something like, don't put a shotgun over the fireplace in the first act if no one's going to use it in the third act. Like, don't set stuff up for no reason. And I can't figure out what the purpose of this hunting mission is if we never actually use it again. What are we supposed to be doing with this thing? I think we're supposed to follow the kid around. Alright, so we killed the deer, and now we just leave it there. We're gonna pick up all the animal carcass eventually, but not at the moment. I forget what we're tracking here. Oh, and this bothered me the first time. It was like these, it looks like this black, crap falling from the ceiling, and then you get real close and you see it's just like a leaf falling down, but it's black. Ooh, and that one just kind of stopped midair. Yeah, where would this one fall? Yeah, it's it's strange. Like if it was at least brown, it would look like a leaf falling, but instead it looks like just crap falling from the ceiling. And of course, there's no ceiling. You'll also see this kid and all the other characters. We saw him.
There.
Oh, is there one more?
Through the trees.
Through the trees. Okay, this might be our final one. Here we go.
You got it.
Yeah.
Let me track it down so we don't need.
So we actually hit him, which is fantastic. I don't know if you can miss. But we do need to take care of this. So as you see, we can't even shoot or anything. Oh, here we go. Bring out your dead.
We thought this would make it easier to carry the bounty.
I'm the queen of New Cropper.
Your Highness.
Hey! Papa!
Ulfar,
I'm sorry.
can you drag it onto the sled?
Yeah.
Take it by the legs.
Load it up. Queen's orders. Follow your queen. She knows a secret way back to camp.
And then magically we're like, oh, what'd you just do over there? And magically we're like back at camp.
Back to camp. That's an order.
It's just strange. There's surprisingly little to do in this game.
Whoa.
And they had all the mechanics for a game where you actually did things in. You know, you very easily could have used that bow and arrow mechanic throughout the entire game. I mean, I understand, I guess that's not the game they wanted to make. So, I get it, but it just doesn't... As a game, it doesn't meld very well. As an experience, as a story, I really enjoyed the whole thing.
We will survive. We will.
But as a game, it just seems to be missing a few crucial details. I'm being super critical of it because this is my second time around, and Jesus, I'll tell you one thing: it's I don't enjoy
I will go. Torvald, come.
I don't enjoy not being able to run. I don't enjoy not being able to duck when I feel like I want to look at things or whatever.
Eat your fill. Tomorrow we journey on.
Yep. And again, here we are. Nothing to do with the hands, really. Except entertain ourselves during conversations. Or lack thereof.
If I trust my vision, the Jotnar walk among us again.
It's really nice looking, though.
Gudbrand, short-sighted as always, trades with them for
Yeah,
what?
it's a pretty nice looking
I do
fire.
not know.
That dude's a little scary.
Giants, visions, and you drag Gudbrand's name into it too? What utter nonsense. You would have me turn my back on our greatest chieftain.
This guy's like the epitome of the theory I used to have. And actually, somebody told me it was my theory. I used to drink way too much, and I would say stupid things all the time. But people would take me seriously. And somebody, I guess at some point... Oh, is he asking me a question?
I'm glad one man still has sense.
There you go. I think I should have said yes.
Enough arguments.
So I had this theory,
No matter the
I
cause,
guess.
if
I was
help
told
will
that
not
I
come to the
said this
people,
quite a bit.
then we must bring the people
that
to help.
When you look at somebody and you
On
can
this we
see
agree.
all the way around
I thought I would die as I
their
was
eye, like
born
if you can see
in
the
this
whites
valley.
of their eye all the
But our
way
hopes now
around,
lie beyond these
you know,
mountains. The North Road will lead us
the
to
eyeball, I
safety.
guess. You know, it's like the pupil, and then there's the
Move
color
on
part
from
outside of the
Monday.
pupil. And if you can see the whites of your eye
And
all
one
the
last
way
thing.
around
For
the
the
colored
sake
part
of
of
the
the
children, can we not dwell on what has
retina?
happened?
What the hell is that called? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Then, like, it gives people the appearance of being crazy. And I think my theory was that, like, the appearance of being crazy is half of being crazy, and you can definitely look at somebody's eyes and see that. Now, when I was told that that was something I said often, I was a little surprised and not a little surprised because it's something I think I believe, but would never actually tell anybody. Now I'm just telling whoever is watching this video. I can't imagine anyone's made it this far. So here we are again using our arms, L2 and R2, just to move the horse.
Perhaps it is selfish.
Very
with
little
all
to
that has
do.
happened.
See, she doesn't look crazy
Look at you offer.
because you
I
can't
feel
see all the way around her
grateful.
eyeball.
Look how well you are. And
The
just
colored part of her eye.
yesterday,
What the heck is that called? It's going to bother me.
I don't even want to remember.
But the big dude, is he sitting back there? No, he's not. He's probably in some other cart. You can, it looks like you can see all the way around his eye.
Accident improved your driving?
He definitely looks crazy. Yeah, she's asking me questions. I'm just going to nod.
Well, I suppose it could hardly have made it any worse.
See, there's no real reason to give you control other than giving you the illusion that you're playing a game.
Down this morning. I should check on her.
But it
Try not to roll us off the road in the meantime.
it feels fun, I guess. Here, let's try to run off the road and see what happens. Huh. She's back. Why are you back? How far back did this set us? What are you staring at? What are you staring at?
Perhaps it is selfish with all that has happened.
Oh, jeez, it set us right all the way back to the beginning of the chapter.
Grateful. Look
It's
how
like the
well
same
you are.
conversation's happening
Just
again.
Yesterday. Well, I don't even want to remember.
I better not. I guess the penalty for running off the road is having to listen to people talk all over
Do
again.
you suppose, husband, that the accident improved your driving?
Yeah, we'll say no this time.
Ah, well, I suppose expecting 2 miracles really would have been selfish. You know what would be teasing? Etta was looking a little down this morning. I should check on her. Try not to roll us off the road in the meantime.
I'm sure somebody will accuse me of trying to run up my game clock. But I mean, come on. Somebody had to run off the road at some point. Again, you know,
How are you this morning, friend?
the game uses the same like artistic style from beginning to end. It
Thank
feels
you
like a
for
really
that.
cohesive
I'm just
world.
tired.
You know, and there's just enough movement. You know, you can see like the branches flowing a little bit there, and the leaves falling off the tree. That one actually had some color to it.
I cannot chase them away.
You know, it feels like a living, breathing world, which is really nice in VR.
Let them come. My father cannot see it, but your visions contain wisdom. It is for us.
But again,
Learn
this is
how to listen.
this goes back to the analog
Perhaps
that
you're
I sort of set up at the beginning of the video, and that's that you're always sort of being pushed down a path, or being led down a path, or being driven down a path, or being taken down a path, or you have to follow someone down a path. Like
Papa?
it's like the Ooh,
What's
hi.
all your voice?
Can't answer
Was
that.
it the Ravens?
Sure, it was the Ravens.
The Ravens took your voice
Yep.
and shared it. And now they all sound like you, Papa.
Sure. So, right. So, like the word linear is taken to a new level here. The definition of it. I mean, like a linear, like a straight line.
Before the house fell, when you said not
You
to.
may,
Is that
when you
why
criticize a game like Uncharted, you call it linear because you're saying, "Oh, you asking me a question?" Sure.
I don't think that's true, Papa.
Okay. But you call those games linear because there's only one way to go. But this is just
I
taking
miss
you
your
on a
voice,
straight line.
But you're still my Papa.
So it's about as linear as games get. But again, they are telling a very specific story, and possibly over the course of only an hour. We're about to find out, I guess. Actually, I'm curious to see what the game clock says, or my phone says, because there's no game clock. If there was a game clock, then I would have known that it wasn't a 3-hour game. So after we get over this bridge, I'm gonna take a quick look at my phone and see. Oh, see, that looks nice. Alright, so let's just get on a little straightaway here. Oh! The crows are coming. Brandon Lee, is that you?
Careful, Liv.
Alright, let me check my clock here.
It's alright. He knows me.
Coming out of VR is always a little weird.
Don't tell I saved some crumbs, Papa. See? They just have to know you love them. All animals are like that. Right, Ada?
Come on, stay on the path.
Liv, you remind me of
Where did my
Miss
game
Freya,
clock go?
who drove a cart pulled by
There we go.
cats.
Okay, I'm up to 35 minutes already, and I don't feel like I'm
Honest name.
anywhere even close. Oh, jeez.
Your
I reached
mind
my
comes down from the
I reached my hand out to put my phone down on the arm of my sofa, and there was a crow in VR.
At this rate, your cart may
This
be
isn't the
pulled
most
by
realistic
raisins
looking game in the world, but things like that always screw with my brain.
Do you know
Oh
the
my
story
god, don't
of
put it
Ruby's
next to the
raisins,
crow.
Liv?
That's ridiculous.
Kieran and Noonan, they flew across the 9 realms from morning to night and reported all
Did I just make a Brandon Lee joke?
Odin worried
That's
that
probably
Odin,
inappropriate.
who represented Thought,
Eh,
might not
what are you gonna do?
return. But
I've
even
definitely
more
made
so,
worse jokes.
He feared the loss of Noonan.
Yeah, 35 minutes.
His
I,
desire. Because
don't-
what moves us without desire?
am I really over halfway
What
through the
did
game?
Lincoln and Moonin
It's
know?
possible.
Oh, they can sense all manner of disturbances.
These crows look like they're about to start making some really inappropriate jokes. And they're off. Oh yeah, no, this is a very cool part of the game.
Don't worry. Your grandfather will lead us to safety. He knows the way.
Yes, we must put our faith in Oswald.
Yeah, all this fog here is fantastic. Somebody made a comment on the review
Stand
asking if
sit
this was
down.
if we were playing on an N64 because of all the fog and pop-in.
Why is it so
The pop-in doesn't bother me; it's barely noticeable. But this fog is definitely
What's that
used
sound?
for this section very well.
Papa?
We're about to see some really cool stuff here. Probably my favorite part of the game. There we go. Giant just reaches in and steals a horse-drawn carriage, like right off the road. And now he's like screaming in our right ear. And this is like the most
Ulfar, I will do
game
what I can
part
to
of the
put time
game,
on your
because you
side,
really do feel like
but it
you're
is you who
struggling
must
to keep the
steer
cart
him
on the
to
path.
safety.
Again, I don't think it's real hard or anything. I didn't fail the first time I tried this. But it is very intense. You know, you're racing along at a high speed, and whoop, and this guy comes over out of nowhere. And your old daughter's about to fall off the ledge. Whoop, gotta stay on the road. And there's possibly a giant trying to kill you. Nope. Always good. Oh, we just lost another one. Ooh, whoa, 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 watch out for falling rocks. Alright, we'll stay on the inside of the path. This reminds me of, remember that early preview? Whoa, jeez. Remember that early preview we saw of The Order 1886? It was like, I think it was the reveal trailer, where, you know, they were all in the covered, I want to call it a wagon. It's a wagon. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, it was a horse-drawn cart, and it was covered. Whoa, here we go. Giant up close here. Pretty intense. Yeah, and then like the carriage, horse-drawn carriage. Jeez. It stops, and it's all very foggy. It all takes place in London, and it's like, you know, it's kind of like this, except on like a city street. And it was just so cool. It was such a cool reveal trailer. You're like, you know, where is this gonna go? And as we all found out, it went nowhere. Man, I really wanted to love The Order 1886. So... Man, did I ever... The Order was a really short game, too. I think people said that was like only 3 or 4 hours long. Is that right? I don't really remember. I remember it super duper short, though, and I got the collector's edition. Yep, I did. And I don't think I ever beat that game, which I think is becoming a trend in my life. Anytime I get a collector's edition of a game, I don't end up loving it the way I want to, and I don't ever finish it. So I would say lesson learned, don't buy the collector's edition of games, but Persona 5 is coming like Tuesday, and obviously collector's edition. Although Persona 5 looks amazing. I can't wait to play that. I just wish it was a VR game, because then I'd, you know, I don't know. I feel like when I do stuff that's not VR related, that I'm just wasting my time. That, like, it's not something for the channel. I get to talk about it for 5 minutes on the Gamescast, and then that's the end of it. I don't do reviews and Let's Plays of that kind of stuff. I'm not really sure why. I think we've definitely carved out a nice little niche for ourselves for the PlayStation VR audience. So I've sort of stuck with that. And I mean, I am obsessed with PlayStation VR. This is absolutely my obsession. That's why I play every single game that comes out for it. And in this case, twice. So we're having a little funeral for the dude that just got killed by the giant.
Burial gifts. We should leave something for the afterlife.
Yep, leaving stuff for the dead.
He's right. We don't have much, but perhaps we can make do.
Do you have anything, Uncle Ulfer?
Here, Papa. I'll place these for you so the ravens can guide them back to Valhalla.
Thank you. Put him
May
on
they ride
the
to
table.
Valhalla and be welcomed as heroes.
They died as warriors, and now we must live as warriors. All of us. There is no more denying the enemy. The Jotnar walk among us, and if we are to survive, we must push ahead.
What a pity that daughters cannot inherit the title of Jarl. You would have done it proud, Freya.
Yeah,
We must
he's
all
had
be
a lot of
leaders now.
conversation in this game.
Every one of us must stand strong.
It's
and
a
do
good
Papa
story.
proud. Each in their own
But if
way.
you're someone who likes to skip
The death of a chieftain means our path
skip
can
story,
no longer be to
you know,
near
just
safety.
mash on the X button until it's time to
Now
play
he
again,
must be
then you're not going to
avenged.
find anything here.
Revenge? On giants?
Or on what
You know, the
comes
constant
next.
question that we always ask ourselves, I think, is would this
Grandpapa,
be a
I
good
miss
game?
them, Papa.
Would this be a good game without VR? And I always hate saying no
We
because
must forge on and find the truth for ourselves. There must
it
be
is a
some
VR
path
game.
out of this cavern.
But if VR makes everything better,
I
then
see something.
we're suddenly rating everything on a skewed scale.
Liv, wait for your papa.
But Mom,
Hurry, Ulfer. Small legs run fast.
Alright, so we get to finally move again. That story segment's over.
Over here.
If you use the D-pad, you can change the amount that click turning actually turns. I feel like it's never quite exactly where I want it to be. There we go. The less the better, I guess.
Ulfer.
Oh, look, we get to use our hands again. So this is fun. So we're leading our little crew here. Right, they're all following along. And we're leading the pack. Now, just going through the cave, and we're holding the torch, and we can hold the torch up higher. Or we can leave it by our side. Hold it up higher, leave it by our side. It's pretty irrelevant again. It would have been kind of cool to have a bow and arrow here and have to shoot like bats or, you know, some animal that was living in the cave, a bear, anything. But, you know, wish in one hand. Who knows? You know, if that comment is to be believed, and this is only chapter 1 and we get a lot more Fated on the way, then who knows? Maybe Maybe, maybe we get to shoot some more arrows in the next game. So he's tugging on that door.
It's locked.
There has to be
That
another way.
the puzzles are pretty simple. I don't even think we have to approach those. I think we just have to walk up to this and wait for our cue. Pretty sure I did this on the first try last time.
Do you think... No. It couldn't be.
What is it, Etta?
Just a silly idea. Nothing.
Let it come, Etta. We're listening.
I don't know if there was a specific order, if we just we put these in from top to bottom.
This might be a test left by the gods. It's a test of strength. A test of intelligence and solidarity. They want us to prove we're worthy
A little
of
bit.
survival. Together.
Not frustrating, but just time consuming.
Everything
You know,
here is symbolic.
we've already figured out that we have to hit these buttons in a certain order, and we have to wait for our NPC little family to figure it out for themselves.
What's that one?
I don't know the script, but the creature in the middle. That's Ymir.
The first Jotun?
That's right. When Niflheim, the land of ice, and Muspelheim, the land of fire.
So hang out with them until we're allowed to do what we need to do.
And then from him, all life was formed.
Even me?
In a roundabout way.
Does that mean giants are like us?
They're enemies of the gods.
Nothing is ever all good or all bad.
To tell that to grandfather.
You are right, though. We know the giants.
Alright,
are
come on.
We know they
Moving
are
along.
dangerous. We know they do not care if we live or die. But nothing attacks for no reason. And the truth may yet be worse than any giant.
Alright, here we go. This thing's all finally lit up.
Runes.
Here we go. Did those light up in an order? I don't know. Let's just try it straight down. So it's like the X, the F, and then the N or H. So
The rune on the wall is glowing.
Some of these symbols seem to match.
did we do it? Wait, what just happened? Come on. Alright.
That's it.
So I put them in the wrong order. Let's try this one. Maybe I'll get it the first time. C line SM. C line S M. There we go. Moving on.
Ulfar, why don't you try to see if you can match them?
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
See if anything
Shoot.
else is strange.
Can we try that again? Was it X N T S Z? Huh, good. Oh. The memory's not completely gone. That is reassuring. So now we're separated from part of our family.
This is all part of the test. We will find a way back.
We got Crazy Lady and nephew with us, but separated from wife and daughter. I don't know. Probably would have made other decisions. Oh well.
Look at these engravings. Oduma, the cow from which Ymir drank the milk of life. He grew and birthed the first giants from his armpits and a six-faced horror from
I hope
his
this Let's
teeth.
Play comes out okay. I definitely haven't had the greatest
Giant
day ever
cow?
today.
How strange.
Started off at the dentist. If you guys have been following the continuing saga of my root canal, it's like over a month ago I got my root canal, and it actually went really well. It was super duper expensive, but I went to somebody I heard was really good, and they did a killer job, did a great job.
There's no lever to go down
Didn't
again.
feel a thing, and actually
We
wasn't
must
even
find another way
that
back
sore
and raise the
afterwards.
gate for them from the
And then I
other
went
side.
back to somebody else, kind of the cheap place, to get my post and temporary crown on. I think we just walked down here. That's it. And man, it was like it was painful, and I had like no energy for the rest of the day, and it was just horrible, horrible experience. And I hate when people don't treat you like a human being. They were all like asking me questions like, why I went somewhere else to get the root canal done. And I just wanted to be like, because I don't trust you guys. But you can't say that to someone who's about to,
This is Buri, Odin's grandfather.
do some
Odumla licked the
serious
icy
work
hair
on
from
your
his head,
teeth.
allowing the first god.
So yeah, that was so that second appointment was a couple weeks ago, and then today was the final appointment where you get the permanent crown on, and
Why are they letting
jeez, it
everyone
was like,
die?
I felt like it was supposed to be like a
I don't
20-minute appointment. I was there for
I wish
2
I could
hours.
see more in my
I'm just
visions.
so tired of dealing with this root canal. Come on, you guys, follow along. Oh, jeez. But luckily, it's it's been a long journey to get this tooth fixed, and it's finally done. I really wish you could burn these bats. Like, I feel like that was a missed opportunity. It's like, just fry them, right? Definitely a cool looking environment though in VR. Yeah, so like the root canal itself cost a small fortune, but the alternative was just to get the tooth ripped out for like $300, and I've always been if there's an easy, cheaper way to get something done, that's generally the route that I take, and but my parents and other people who have had teeth removed. Let's burn this one. They all convinced me that maybe like trying to save the tooth was the right thing, and I'm glad, I guess, now that it's all said and done. But holy moly, what a pain in the butt it was. So if you ever have to get a root canal done, oh man, I don't recommend it. But I mean, ultimately, it's the responsible thing to do. Unless you just don't care about your teeth. I mean, I didn't care about my teeth for way too long, and that definitely caused some problems. So here I am a little bit later in life, finally learning my lesson. I like floss twice a day now. It's I'm like stupid obsessed with my teeth now that I've seen what will happen when you're
until
not.
I'm across. The bridge is too weak to support us both.
So you have to let these guys go down one at a time, because I don't know if you
Be
heard
careful!
what she said. They said the bridge, aka the root of a tree that grew across two pieces of land, and I wouldn't call that a bridge, is not strong enough to support all of us. So we can't actually walk down here. We just have to wait and watch them. Now, if you don't know what's coming, then just wait, because I think it's not very surprising, but I think it's fairly well done. You might want to hurry up there, lady. There we go. Now she runs. There we go. Yep. Okay. So that's...
Listen, you must grab this rope.
Oh, hey, we haven't seen you in a while.
This is your only chance.
Yep. So here we go. Whoa. And that's
This
about as
way.
fast as we've moved in the entire game. Look, and here we go. We're running.
By the gods!
Now, so the character's allowed to run, but only in certain situations. And when I say certain situations, I think that was the only
It was the
situation in
same
the
giant
entire
that
game you get to
killed
run,
grandfather.
and it's for like 10 feet. Which is kind of a shame, because
Remember that name, for one day we must Avenge Oswald.
I mean, people have definitely made the claim that you can't walk very fast because that was an artificial way to extend the game's length. It sounds like a strange thing to say. It's totally possible. Like, if you could run in this game, or if you could make the horses go faster, I mean, you could probably blast through this in half the time, because it is a lot of trudging around. Oh. Yeah, I actually forgot about this part.
In a sense, we're almost there.
Alright, and this is pretty cool, don't get me wrong. But, man, a run button would come in real handy right about now. Alright.
Okay.
I did this on the first time last time, too, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. Yep, well that was a problem after all. I actually... All it took was the camera moving, throwing me to the side of the wall, to make me feel like a blade had just thrown me against the wall. Okay, we'll move a little bit closer, and here we go. There we go. Alright, moving along. The circle tells us where to go, and here we are with our back against the wall. Alright, we'll wait, and we'll go. There's another one. There we go, let's do it. Double blades this time. Alright, ready, and go. Alright, again, not difficult, but fairly intense if you're doing it. And then you get to sit here and watch these two morons. I definitely have a different feeling playing through this game this time because, you know, I'm not immersed in the dialogue. I've got all the volumes of everything turned down so that it doesn't overwhelm the voiceover that I'm trying to do, the narration. I've ruined so many Let's Plays, or so many Let's Plays have been ruined. I probably filmed at least 5 or 6 that I was never able to use because in the options there were no volume settings in certain games. So that, you know, I think Here They Lie, I did a couple Let's Plays of that, which were unusable because you couldn't hear me talk over the music or the other people talking, or whatever the heck it is in that game. What else was it? God, what other games? Oh, here we go.
Down we go again.
So Here They Lie definitely was an issue. I think Merville's was a problem too. I actually wanted to do I filmed the first level of that game multiple times, and because I wanted to kind of give like a gameplay demonstration. I did the review and I loved the game, but I also wanted to give it a little bit more coverage. Anytime like an indie developer... Shoot, who's the developer of that game?
God slayed the giants?
Yes.
Damn, now I can't think.
The blood ran so deep,
But it was awesome because I had never even heard of Merville's. What I do a lot of the times as the reviewer, the sole reviewer here without Parole Games, who are kidding? I'm one guy in an apartment. What I do is I email lots and lots of developers and just say, hey, you know, like I saw your game, it looks awesome. Please send me a review copy. But the small team that made Merville's, they reached out to me, which was super nice. It was me and Dave Station VR, and I want to say, I'm going to just guess PSVR Frank. Alright, let's get a move on here. Let me tell you, if you step on the wrong one of these and you drop, you definitely feel that quite a bit too. So let's make sure we do this right, so I don't...
The runes on the wall vanish as we move on.
So I don't have to feel that. It's pretty easy. They do throw a curveball your way, I think right here. Because it's the N, not the H, so you have to go left. Oh, I didn't realize they were following me. Also, I think I hit the maximum limit for my share button recording. So I just had to start up another video, so we're gonna have to edit these together. Always fun to do. This is the P and the M and the C. Nope. No, the F first, but this F, not that F. And the C. There's only one option, so we go forward here. R, we go forward again. We go left. This is very Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I remember the
Uncle, you made it.
the LucasArts, or the Lucasfilm at that point, graphic adventure game for Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade had, I want to say puzzles like that. It's all blurry, man. I haven't played those games in such a long time, but it definitely reminded me of that for sure. Because it can't be the movie, right? Because it was the 3 tests of fate at the end, and there was the balance beam that they had to walk across, a test of faith, I think. It looked like they were walking on air, but it was just a bridge that looked like a chasm. Oof. Alright, this is always strange. When you're not actually laying on your stomach in... have I mentioned I really hate spiders?
On 4 legs.
Ugh, God, I did just get the chills. That's very uncool. We're just gonna push through this about as fast as we can, because I don't want to deal with this. It's, again, not super realistic or anything, but it's enough to give me the heebie-jeebies, if that's an expression.
All right, Etta. Just follow.
Yeah.
Don't you dare laugh at me, young man.
Let's just get through it. So yeah, the test of faith is a test of courage. Jeez, it's been so long since I've seen Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. That was the Indiana Jones movie that got me into Indiana Jones. I was 12, I think, when I watched that movie. And I had never seen Raiders of the Lost Ark or Temple of Doom. I saw Last Crusade first. And, man, I must have watched that movie 100 times. I think for my birthday that year, or for Christmas, my parents were always really good about feeding into my obsessions. I got the VHS, recently released VHS box set of Indiana Jones trilogy, Raiders, Temple, and Last Crusade. And I think when I got the trilogy, I had only seen Last Crusade. I had seen it a few times, and I loved it. Where are we supposed to go here? Ow. I'm gonna pull this handle. Oh, hey, pardon me. Yep.
The warrior's door. The journey has come to an end.
I mean, Last Crusade was such a great movie, but it was so different than the other two. Can we just pull this? What do we do? Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to stay in the circle.
There's a lever. Uncle, can I pull it?
Yeah, just pull it, because you're gonna do it anyway.
Okay, here I go.
I said no last time, and he totally did it. Little brat. There we go, and everybody's reunited. We're all happy. Life is good again.
Thank
So
goodness.
here, come,
Weird
hug. Let's
things.
do this.
I thought the worst. Sven, come here. I may not be your mother, but I can still give my nephew a hug.
Can I give my wife a hug? Nope, she's not having it.
Live. Did you
Nope.
keep your mama safe?
Over here, honey.
Yes.
Over
she
here.
was sad.
No,
but I
no,
helped.
she doesn't care. The honeymoon's over. We've been married too
Liv,
long.
Guess what?
He's trying
I
to
found
strangle
out.
her.
Etta's afraid of bugs.
It's my only weakness.
All right. Someone's going to accuse me of hating women.
The trial is almost over. Surely the gods will
So yeah,
follow.
so I got the Indiana Jones box
But they
set,
always look so
and I
serious.
think I still
Let's go see if they
I didn't
smile.
watch the first 2 movies right away because I was like, I just want The Last Crusade, and I was, you know, thrilled to own it so I could watch as many times as I want. Why can't I walk through? Okay, there's like a wall. Oh. But man, I will say that the tonal shift from all three of those Indiana Jones movies is drastic. Like Last Crusade feels a little warm and fuzzy, like with Sean Connery as Indy's dad, and Marcus Brody. Like they give it like this warm feeling, like this like kind of remove the dark edge, even though like it's still about like Nazis and all that stuff. It made it a little bit like smooth around the edges, or warm around the edges. I can't quite phrase it the way I want to, because when you start with that and then you go see Raiders of the Lost Ark, you're like, holy crap, what a drastically different movie. And then Temple of Doom is just so strange. It's like definitely an oddball in the series, but again, super dark, which is something I really grew to love over the years. Man, what a fantastic trilogy of movies that just got dragged through the dirt when Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out. I tried to watch it recently because I own the quadrilogy on Blu-ray. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was bad when I saw it in the theater, and I think I told myself recently, I was like, I am going to watch this and I'm going to like it. Like I want to make myself enjoy this for the movie that it is, you know, and not to be an apologist for it, but you know, some people love Star Wars, and that's not me. I like Star Wars, but I don't love it. I love Indiana Jones. So the least I can do is enjoy Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and that is, I will tell you this about that, not happening. Just not happening at all. I don't even think I got halfway through, and I just had to turn it off. I couldn't even enjoy it. Wow. Why are we talking about Indiana Jones? Who cares? I want to go watch Indiana Jones, and I want to watch The Last Crusade. I sort of want to play the game. I don't think this little girl half skipping over this bridge is the way to go, but whatever. Here, while we're just walking in a straight line, I'm going to check my phone here and see if I can... Oh, they're waiting for me. That's good. Check my phone and see how we're doing on time. Well, here we are, an hour and 7 minutes in. And we are getting very close to the end. So, whoever said it was an hour long was, I mean, fairly spot on. I'm going to assume we probably got another 10 minutes to go, but... I mean, I was way, way off on my 3-hour count. Come on. Like, I walk super slow, but these guys are walking even slower. Should I hold up my arms like they're doing? Come on. I kind of just want to kick her. Come on. Just knock her off. Oh, actually, you know, it's funny. I totally forgot what was coming up. Your wish is my command, the game says. What you do.
Hurry! Jump and retrieve her.
Alright. No matter what you do, from what I know, now I am doing everything I can possibly think of. I'm like using L2 and R2 to speed up, like to use my hands to swim. I'm avoiding the edges. I'm doing everything I can think to do to catch her. And this is pretty well done, to be fair. Like, it's kind of fun.
Save her life!
They're yelling, save her life, hurry, catch her, and you get real close here. Come on. Just right there. And when we hit the waterfall...
You promise to always protect him. Your life's thread is spent. She still needs you.
Ulfer! Where is she?
Save her life.
So there's nothing you can do.
Hurry.
Where is she?
So she starts yelling at you.
Liv! You come out here at once!
Now you do get this. You get one more option here. You shake your head yes or no. Of course, the natural thing you would do.
Ulfer, please tell me you found her and she's safe. Tell me you have her. Please tell me.
You have to shake your head no.
Ulfer, where is Liv? Do you have her?
Let's say yes. She doesn't respond, so you have to say no.
Please.
So, to my knowledge, there's no way to save her. You know, again, it's telling a very specific story, and bam, the credits roll. So, again, a much shorter game than I thought it would be. Let's check our final game time. Yeah, an hour and 11 minutes. So that was Fated: The Silent Oath. And boy, it took a lot of people to make. Hopefully you only watch this if you were planning on not buying the game, not playing the game, if you already decided not to, or if you already played the game and beat it, and so I hopefully didn't ruin anything for you. It's I like that it didn't end on a happy note, but it also didn't seem to be necessary, if that makes sense. If at the beginning of the game you're given your life back in exchange for your voice, we totally ignored all the story so that I could ramble on and talk for the last hour and a half. But what we didn't talk about was the story, and the story is that you're given your life back in exchange for your voice. That's why you're always shaking your head yes or no instead of talking. You can't talk. Your character is mute. But it would have made more sense if you started the game saying if you were exchanging your life for someone else's and you didn't know whose life you were exchanging it for. And then at the end you find out that here it is, you know, you've had this limited time with your family and you have chosen your own life over your daughter's. You didn't know that that's what you were doing when you did it, but you did. I feel like that would have resonated more emotionally. Just to lose your daughter for no apparent reason seems a little strange. But again, this could just be chapter 1 if rumors are to be believed. And I'm very curious to know what chapter 2 would be like. I'm totally down to play it. So that was it. That's the whole game. For $10, you get a pretty decent story. I kind of actually want to call it a walking simulator now that I've played through it, but that has such a derogatory connotation. Let's not call it that, because I don't want to call any game that. So that's it. I'm gonna go stitch all this together and put it up on YouTube for anybody who wants to see it. And I just want to say one more time to say what's up to all the kind of funny best friends out there who also are fans of Without Parole games. We never want to call you fans. We want to call you game cats, because I feel like that's adorable. And as always, we love you all.